Hi, I'm Jayme and I'm here with Alice.
Hi.
And today we're just going to demo a little energy clearing using the Shanti essence line, and specifically just bringing some balance to areas of stress and tension. So to start with, I'm just going to go ahead and spray Clear My Space and then our Release It essences. I shake well to make sure the ingredients are activated. So I would usually go over the sensitive areas with the Release It first. And so the sensitive areas would be like the forehead. And then I'm going to her temples, throat, back of her neck, above her crown, and I'm just going to kind of spray it throughout her aura. If this were to be like I was just demoing the essences, I would really want to make sure that it touched her skin, because most people are more receptive to the essences initially if it actually touches the skin. Highly sensitive people will still get it if it just goes into their auric field. Okay. Then I'm going to follow up with the Clear My Space and just kind of use it over her like this. So if you're a healing practitioner, regardless of what modality you use, you can always, with your practice, just when someone first comes in, it's always really nice to just help clear out anything that they may have brought in through the door, any stress, just from traffic just getting there, or negative energy they may have experienced throughout the day. It's always good to just cleanse them, because you really want your healing to go in on a deeper level. You don't want it to be like mitigating at the level of the more immediate stress that isn't really what the deeper underlying problem is. So sometimes just the frenzy of getting from one place to another can create kind of a distortion in the energy field. So it's always good to start off with the clearing. The reason I start with the Release It before the Clear My Space is because the Release It goes to the deeper layers and takes a little bit longer to kind of penetrate before it starts bubbling and the energy starts coming out. So the way I think about it is whenever you put an essence in, you're putting something in that's at a higher frequency, and it's going to displace energy that's ready to release that's at a lower frequency. But the Release It penetrates deeper. The Clear My Space is more like the Lysol, if you will, of our essence product line. And so it kind of targets more like generic energy that would be hanging around on the surface. Whereas the Release It is going to go to those underlying places, where you feel stress and tension. Begin to scan her energy, and then depending on what technique I'm implementing, I might do a little, if I was doing a little HMR, I might be feeling for distortions in her field that would help me to know what she might be feeling. So there's some heat around her chest here, and it's a pretty steady, it feels a little anxious. It's not really, there is a little bit of a fire to it, so depending on the way the energy is moving near the source, it can mean different things. But in this case, I'm just going to note it and let Alice kind of explain that in a minute. Now, the left shoulder also has a little bit of heat. Around the back of the heart, there's a distinct buzz, okay? Now, as I go down, left hip feels like it might be a little out of alignment. There's some kind of like a discomfort coming from there, but when I get to the right shoulder, I experience kind of like a dull, a little bit of a jabbing energy. And then around your crown, there's definitely the feeling of some kind of dull pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and come back one more time with the Release It. Now my go-to essences for this are the Release It and White Light. And I like that because the white light is very simple. We don't want her to have to process too much energy. And then putting it on the back of your heart, all over down your body. Okay? And then coming down. And again, I'm spraying a lot more, but this is a pretty significant blockage that she's got going on. So I'm not going to give her the 15 or 30 minutes that I would give her in a session. Ask her right away Take a few deep breaths into your heart. And I want you to just allow it to exhale out the back of your heart. Okay? Just a few breaths like that. Just notice if anything's coming up and let me know if it is.
Yeah, it's definitely softening with each breath. It's like releasing a little bit more.
Okay. White light or violet white would normally be my go-tos. Now I'm going to come over with the Mahina. And I'm just really following my what I know she's resonating with right now just by scanning her. But again, you know, this is something I do all the time and I know the essences. But just intuitively, if some, you know, you can always go about it intuitively as well. I'm going to go ahead, spray the back of her neck, above her head, all over. There we go. Make sure I got the back of the heart. Now I'm going to go ahead and just spray the back of your heart because I think that's going to make a big difference. Okay, so I'm kind of just lifting her shirt a little because I know her and I know it's okay. But if you have a client who you don't know as well and they're pointing to an area that is covered, then you probably want to respect that and just spray the aura over it. And make sure you get the skin in the area that is exposed and trust that it will get there if it's what they need. Okay, so now tell me what's happening.
Yeah, there's definitely a melting of some of the tension there from that essence, especially when you spray directly. Yeah, it's shifted quite a bit now.
Okay, and
yeah,
is it moving, relocating at all, or is it just dissolving?
It's mostly just dissolving.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better than it was before.
Okay, so tell me what the part that remains still looks like, if any.
Like it's like a little slice in my spine.
Okay, so let's go over with violet white one more time. And this time I'm just going to come down over that direct area. And just let her tell me. I'll go ahead and give you a little more on the forehead. But mind you, if you were in a treatment, you would be able to do this and ask them for feedback and then continue with your treatment, and maybe an hour later or however long later, you could come back to. And by then you're gonna have them, they're gonna have had a lot more time, so you can use much less than this, okay? And now tell me what's happening.
Yeah, that feels pretty clear now.